Have you ever felt trapped in a tumultuous relationship, unable to break free even though you know it's hurting you? Have you ever lost yourself, lost your inner peace, because of someone else? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. We've all experienced such intense and painful emotions. But it's crucial that we learn to master our emotions, not letting them overwhelm and harm us. And that's where the Stoic philosophy of Marcus Aurelius can help you find a way out. In this video, we will explore 12 Stoic principles, precious gems that will help you detach emotionally, rediscover inner peace, and reclaim your freedom of mind. These principles are not magic. They won't erase all your pain, but they will offer you a new perspective, a different approach to facing emotional challenges. They will help you tap into your inner strength, enabling you to overcome any hardship and live a more meaningful life. Join me on this journey to discover the power of Stoic philosophy and reclaim the peace within your soul. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue this journey together. Now let's begin with lesson number 1. Number 1. Learn to control your reactions. Life is like a vast ocean, sometimes calm as an autumn lake, sometimes raging like a storm. No matter how strong we are, we cannot control the unexpected storms that come our way. Fate, luck, gain, loss, honor, disgrace, all are beyond our control. However, in the midst of this vast ocean, each person has an inner boat, and the ability to master that boat is what makes the difference between those who succeed and those who fail. Instead of wasting energy on blaming fate, changing others, or trying to control things beyond our reach, the Stoics understand that true power lies in mastering ourselves. We cannot stop the headwinds, but we can adjust our sails to take advantage of them. We cannot change the character of others, but we can train our minds to be more resilient and compassionate. We cannot predict the future, but we can prepare ourselves with the strongest tools to face any challenge. One of the most important principles of Stoic philosophy is to focus on what we can control. That is our thoughts, feelings, actions, and reactions. When faced with adversity, instead of letting fear and despair overwhelm us, remember that we always have a choice in how to respond. We can choose to give up, surrender to fate, or we can choose to stand up, face the challenge, and seek opportunity in difficulty. Stoics are not emotionless people who do not know grief or fear. They also have feelings like everyone else. However, they understand that emotions are only temporary states of mind and should not be allowed to dominate our reason and actions. When faced with difficult situations, they know how to remain calm, observe, and analyze the situation objectively, thereby making the wisest decisions. Inner peace is the strength that helps Stoics overcome all challenges. When the mind is not disturbed by negative emotions, we can see the problem more clearly, find more effective solutions, and make better choices. Peace also helps us maintain patience and perseverance, not easily giving up in the face of difficulties. To achieve inner peace, Stoics regularly practice exercises such as meditation, journaling, reading philosophical books, or simply spending time on favorite activities. They also learn to accept things that cannot be changed, focus on the present, and appreciate what they have. On the Stoic journey, each person has their own challenges. Some people have to face illness, loss, failure. Others have to struggle with difficulties at work, relationships, or themselves. However, no matter how harsh the challenge, Stoics always maintain their belief in their ability to master themselves and overcome all difficulties. Inner freedom is the greatest reward that Stoic philosophy brings. When we are no longer bound by material desires, the expectations of others, or invisible fears, we can live a true life, a life pursuing the values we believe in and devoting ourselves to what we are passionate about. Life is not always easy, but if we know how to master our inner boat, we can overcome all storms and reach the shore of happiness. Remember, true power lies not in changing the world, but in changing ourselves. We've only covered 1/10 of today's lesson. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel so we can explore more together. Number 2. Embracing change is the rule. Accepting the impermanence and change of life is a significant turning point in one's personal growth journey. When we realize that nothing lasts forever, we discover deeper and more meaningful values in life. Impermanence also teaches us how to face loss, disappointment, and fear. When we understand that everything will eventually pass, we will no longer be overwhelmed by suffering and despair. We will have the strength to rise, overcome difficulties, and move on. In the journey of life, relationships are the threads that connect us to the world around us, bringing joy, sharing, and meaning to our lives. However, like everything else in this universe, relationships are not exempt from the law of impermanence. We meet, bond, share moments of joy and sorrow, and then, at some point, we may have to say goodbye. Childhood friendships may fade over time as each person walks their own path. Romantic love is not immune to ups and downs and may end when the love is not strong enough to overcome challenges or simply due to unfavorable circumstances. Even within families, the relationship between parents and children changes over time. As children grow up, they may have different perspectives, and as parents age, care and attention need to be adjusted accordingly. Impermanence also exists in other relationships, such as colleagues, teachers and students, neighbors, or groups of friends with shared interests. Jobs change, students graduate, neighbors move away, friend groups disband. These are all examples that show no relationship is immutable. The impermanence of relationships can stem from various reasons: changes in living circumstances, differences in viewpoints and goals, or simply the natural flow of time. When we accept this truth, we will no longer try to cling to relationships that are no longer suitable or bring positive value to both parties. We understand that letting go is not the end, but a way to open up space for new relationships and new opportunities in life. However, recognizing the impermanence of relationships is not to be pessimistic or despairing, but to appreciate the present moments more. When we understand that everything can change, we will no longer try to hold on to relationships that are no longer suitable, but focus on nurturing existing relationships and opening our hearts to new friends. We will learn to love more sincerely and deeply, appreciating those who have been and are accompanying us on the journey of life. Because ultimately, what matters is not how long a relationship lasts, but the beautiful memories and values we have created together. Ultimately, impermanence in relationships is an integral part of life. When we accept this, we will find peace and freedom in our souls. We will no longer be bound by fears, regrets, or unrealistic expectations. We will live a full life, filled with love and meaning. Number 3. Embracing imperfection. In a world that constantly strives for perfection, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of unrealistic standards. We compare ourselves to idealized role models, to the dazzling successes of others, and then feel small and inadequate. But does perfection truly exist? And if it does, is it something we should even pursue? Stoic philosophy teaches us that perfection is an illusion. Life is not a flawless painting, but a tapestry woven from threads of many colors with both delicate lines and uneven patches. Similarly, each of us carries within ourselves a unique blend of strengths and weaknesses. Some are intelligent and talented but lack patience. Others are kind and enthusiastic but easily hurt. Some are creative and artistic but lack practicality. These are the pieces that make up the diversity and richness of life. Instead of trying to hide or deny our flaws, Stoics learn to accept them as an integral part of being human. They understand that no one is perfect, and striving to be perfect is a futile race. Imperfection is not a sign of failure, but an opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve. Consider Demosthenes, a great orator of ancient Greece, who was once mocked for his weak voice and stutter. But he did not give up. He persistently practiced, standing before the sea day and night to train his voice, holding pebbles in his mouth to correct his stutter. Eventually, he became one of the greatest orators of all time. Or Helen Keller, an American author and social activist, who was blind and deaf from a young age. But she did not let those disabilities hinder her. She learned to communicate through sign language, learned Braille, and eventually graduated from college. She became an inspiration to millions of people around the world. These stories show that imperfection is not a barrier, but a challenge to overcome. When we accept our weaknesses, we are motivated to improve and develop ourselves. We learn to turn weaknesses into strengths, challenges into opportunities. Accepting our own imperfections also helps us accept and empathize with the shortcomings of others. We will no longer judge or criticize others harshly, but will see them with a more compassionate and loving attitude. This helps us build more sincere and profound relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Remember, it is the cracks, the fragments, that create the unique and distinct beauty of each person. A perfect statue may be beautiful, but a statue with cracks and fragments carries within it a story, a history, a unique value. Similarly, a perfect person may be an ideal role model, but a person with flaws and mistakes is a real person, a person worthy of respect. In life, learn to accept the imperfection of yourself and others. Cherish your strengths and weaknesses as well as those of the people around you, because it is that imperfection that makes life rich and meaningful. Number 4. Learn to let go. Life is a constant flow, everything changes and nothing lasts forever. However, people tend to cling to the past, to familiar things, to faded relationships, to material possessions that no longer hold value. This clinging not only causes us to miss out on opportunities to embrace new things, but also causes suffering, torment, and hinders our personal growth. Stoic philosophy teaches us that letting go is an art of living, a way to free ourselves from unnecessary attachments and find peace and freedom within our souls. Letting go does not mean giving up everything, but knowing how to choose what is truly important, what brings value to our lives. Letting go of the past. The past is a collection of memories, experiences that have passed and cannot be changed. Dwelling on the past, regretting what has been lost, and blaming past mistakes only bring us more suffering and prevent us from moving forward. Learn to accept the past, draw valuable lessons, and focus on the future. Take the story of a man who lost his beloved wife in an accident. He was heartbroken, devastated, and unable to accept the truth. He kept all of his wife's belongings, sat by her grave every day, and mourned. His life became dark and meaningless. But then one day, he realized that living in the past only brought him more pain and could not bring his wife back. He decided to let go of the past, accept the loss, and start rebuilding his life. He participated in social activities, did charity work, and helped people in difficult circumstances. Gradually, he found joy and meaning in life again. Letting go of unhealthy relationships. Relationships are an important part of life, but not all relationships bring happiness and growth. Some relationships are toxic, causing hurt, exhaustion, and holding us back. Don't be afraid to let go of relationships that no longer serve you, to save your time and energy for those who truly care and love you. Consider the story of a girl who always tried to please everyone around her, even those who didn't respect or treat her well. She was afraid of being hated and isolated, so she always tried to please others, sacrificing her own interests. But then she realized that living for others did not make her happy. She decided to let go of unhealthy relationships, focus on her true friends, and spend time on herself. She started doing what she loved, pursuing her passions, and gradually found confidence and happiness. Letting go of unnecessary material possessions. In modern consumer society, we are easily caught up in the whirlwind of material possessions, always wanting to own more, newer, better things. However, material possessions do not bring true happiness. Happiness comes from experiences, relationships, and inner peace. Learn to let go of unnecessary material possessions, to lighten our souls. Take the story of a successful man who had a big house, luxury cars, and designer clothes. But he always felt empty and unhappy. He realized that those material possessions did not bring him true joy. He decided to sell unnecessary things, use the money to travel, experience new things, and help people in need. He found joy and meaning in sharing and contributing. Letting go is not an easy process, but it is a necessary process for us to live a free, happy, and meaningful life. Start with small things, from throwing away old unused items, forgiving others' mistakes, and accepting things that cannot be changed. When we learn to let go, we will find life to be lighter, more peaceful, and more beautiful. Number 5, understanding and mastering our inner selves. In a life full of ups and downs, we are often swept away by fluctuating emotions, joy, sadness, anger, and anxiety. We suffer from failures, grieve over losses, become angry when insulted, and worry about an uncertain future. But do these emotions truly stem from external events, or are they merely products of our own thoughts and judgments? The philosopher Epictetus, a prominent figure in Stoicism, once said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." This teaching offers a fresh perspective on how we face the ups and downs of life. For example, when you lose your job, you may feel disappointed, sad, and anxious about the future. But upon reflection, losing a job is merely an event, a change in life. Your negative emotions come from judging this event as something bad, a personal failure. If you can change your perspective, see it as an opportunity to find a more suitable job, a turning point to discover your hidden potential, you will no longer feel miserable. Or when someone criticizes you, you may feel angry, hurt, and want to fight back. But if you understand that criticism is just someone else's subjective opinion, not a reflection of your true worth, you won't be affected by it. You can calmly listen, learn valuable lessons, and continue on your path. Emotional detachment, according to Stoic philosophy, does not mean becoming indifferent or apathetic to everything around us. It is the ability to recognize and master our emotions, not letting them control our reason and actions. When we detach emotions from events, we gain a more objective view, assess situations more accurately, and make wiser decisions. To achieve emotional detachment, Stoics often practice exercises like meditation, journaling, self-reflection, and reading philosophical texts. They learn to identify negative thoughts and beliefs, replacing them with positive and constructive ones. They also learn to accept things they cannot change, focus on what they can control, and live fully in the present moment. Emotional detachment is not a static state, but a continuous process. It requires patience, effort, and regular practice. But once you have mastered your emotions, you will achieve inner peace and freedom, no longer swayed by the fluctuations of the external world. Life is like a rushing river, with countless storms and challenges. But if you know how to master your inner boat, you can overcome any difficulty and reach the shore of happiness. Remember, true strength lies not in changing the world, but in changing how you perceive and react to it. Number 6. Avoiding toxic relationships. In Stoic philosophy, protecting one's inner garden from toxic elements is an essential art of living, requiring mindfulness and tact. Stoics don't judge hastily, but they also don't blindly trust. They are vigilant in recognizing the signs of a toxic relationship: constant criticism, unnecessary conflicts, pervasive negativity, or actions that hinder personal growth. Take the story of Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher who faced envy and jealousy from those around him. They relentlessly tried to bring him down, spreading false rumors and doing everything possible to ruin his reputation. However, Seneca did not let those negative words and actions affect him. He chose to distance himself from these people, not letting them disturb his mind and life. He focused on self-improvement, knowledge cultivation, and living a meaningful life. Or the story of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and also a prominent Stoic philosopher. He faced many political enemies who constantly sought to overthrow him. However, Marcus Aurelius did not let their schemes and tricks shake his will. He stood his ground, always acting with righteousness and morality, not letting toxic relationships influence his decisions. Upon recognizing these relationships, Stoics skillfully maintained distance, not completely severing ties, but limiting contact, protecting personal information and not letting emotions be swayed. They understand that letting go of negative relationships is a way to love and respect oneself. As Epictetus said, people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. When we change our perception of a relationship, we also change how it affects us. Instead, they focus on nurturing positive relationships, spending time with sincere friends who always support and help them grow. They cherish those who bring joy, encouragement, and valuable lessons to their lives. At the same time, they actively expand new relationships with people who share the same values and life goals, through social activities and communities with similar aspirations. They seek companions, people who can share joys and sorrows with them and grow together on the Stoic path. Keeping distance from those who hurt you is not selfish, but a way to protect your mental health and well-being. It's a courageous act, demonstrating self-awareness and self-control of a Stoic. Remember, you have the right to choose who you want to be around, those who bring positive value to your life. Don't let toxic relationships affect your peace and happiness. In the garden of each person's soul, let the beautiful flowers of love, respect, and trust bloom. Uproot the weeds of envy, jealousy, and negativity. By doing so, you will create a peaceful living space where your soul is nurtured and thrives. Number 7. Letting go of the need for external validation. In the modern world, where perfection is often overemphasized, we easily get caught up in the cycle of seeking external validation. We crave praise, admiration, and outstanding achievements to affirm our self-worth. We see this in young people posting every moment of their lives on social media, seeking validation through likes and comments. We also see this in adults constantly striving for career achievements to be recognized by colleagues and superiors. However, Stoic philosophy reminds us that true value lies not in external measures such as fame, fortune, or social status, but in character, morality, wisdom, and self-mastery. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "What matters is not who you are, but who you are becoming." This teaching emphasizes that a person's value lies not in their origin, circumstances, or achievements, but in their continuous effort to improve themselves and live a meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and also a prominent Stoic philosopher, advised us to live with ourselves and be content with ourselves. To let go of the need for external validation and find our inner worth, we need to be aware of our own value, identify our core values, focus on personal growth, Accept praise and criticism objectively. Seek validation from within. Learn to say no, and build a positive support network. A mother can find joy and meaning in caring for her family. An artist can find fulfillment in creating art, and a teacher can find satisfaction in imparting knowledge. By mastering our emotions and thoughts, we will no longer be bound by the expectations of others, be free to be ourselves, and live a more meaningful life. Number 8. Saying no to protect yourself. In life, we are constantly faced with countless requests, invitations, and expectations from others. Colleagues ask for help, friends invite us out, family expects our presence, and society sets standards. All of these can make us feel pressured, tired, and lose control of our own lives. Stoics understand that saying no is not a selfish or irresponsible act. It's a way to protect ourselves, to ensure that we are using our time, energy, and focus most effectively on what truly matters. As Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Saying no to inappropriate requests. When someone asks you to do something, take a moment to consider whether that request aligns with your values and goals. If not, don't hesitate to politely and clearly decline. You don't need to give a lengthy explanation or apologize excessively. Simply say no and thank them for thinking of you. For example, if your boss asks you to work overtime on the weekend, but you have already made plans to spend time with your family, say no and explain that you have prior commitments. If a friend invites you out on an evening when you need to finish an important project, say no and suggest a more suitable time. Saying no to unwanted invitations. You don't always want to participate in all social activities or parties. If you feel tired or uninterested, say no, and take the time to rest, relax, or do what you enjoy. For example, if you're invited to a party where you know there will be many people you don't know, say no and explain that you want to spend time for yourself. If you are invited to participate in an activity that you are not interested in, say no and thank them for the invitation. Saying no to unrealistic expectations. Sometimes others set expectations too high for us, making us feel pressured and stressed. Remember, you can't please everyone. Focus on doing what's best for yourself, and don't let the expectations of others control your life. For example, if your parents want you to become a doctor but you are passionate about art, say no and explain that you want to pursue your own path. If your friends expect you to always be cheerful and outgoing, but you need time to rest and reflect, say no and explain that you need some personal space. Saying no to protect your time, energy, and focus. Time, energy, and focus are our most valuable assets. Don't let unnecessary requests, invitations, or expectations waste these assets. Know how to say no to protect them and use them most effectively for the things that truly matter to you. For example, if you are in the process of completing an important project, say no to invitations to go out, chatty phone calls, or other entertainment activities. Focus on your work to achieve the best results. Saying no is an important skill that helps us take control of our lives. When we know how to say no, we will have more time, energy, and focus for the things that truly matter. We will no longer be caught up in meaningless whirlwinds, but will be able to live a more autonomous, meaningful, and happy life. Number 9. Maintaining composure in the face of praise and criticism. In the journey of life, we cannot avoid receiving praise or criticism from others. These can be sweet compliments, encouraging words, or straightforward critiques and harsh criticisms. Whether praise or criticism, they can all have a powerful impact on our mood, thoughts, and actions. Stoics understand that praise and criticism are merely subjective evaluations from others, not reflections of our true worth. They don't let praise make them complacent or arrogant, nor do they let criticism discourage or dishearten them. Instead, They learn to listen objectively, analyze, and extract valuable lessons from both praise and criticism. As Marcus Aurelius once said, everything is opinion. Praise and criticism are no different. They are simply the opinions of the speaker, not absolute truths. An action can be praised by one person, but criticized by another. A work of art can be loved by some, but disliked by others. Therefore, don't overvalue praise or criticism, but focus on doing your best and living true to your values. When receiving praise, happily accept it, but don't let it make you complacent. Remember, your success doesn't solely come from your own efforts, but also from the contributions of many others. Be grateful to those who have helped you and continue striving for greater achievements. For example, Zeno of Citium, the founder of the Stoic school, was once praised by a man for his eloquence. Zeno did not show any arrogance, but simply smiled and said, "Your praise is a precious gift, but I know that I still have much to learn." When receiving criticism, don't rush to react negatively. Calmly listen and consider whether the criticism is valid or not. If it is, learn from it and try to improve. If not, ignore it and continue on your path. For instance, Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, was once criticized by a student for his teaching methods. Epictetus was not angry, but gently explained to the student. He said, "Your criticism is an opportunity for us to learn and improve together." Remember, the purpose of praise and criticism is not to judge you as a person, but to help you recognize your strengths and weaknesses, thereby improving yourself. When you can accept both praise and criticism objectively, you will no longer be affected by negative emotions and can focus on personal growth and living a more meaningful life. Learn to listen to the opinions of others, but don't let them make you lose confidence or faith in yourself. Remember, you are the only one who can determine your own worth. Number 10. Honoring inner victories. In life, we often seek external validation through praise, admiration, or socially recognized achievements. However, these are fleeting, like clouds passing through the sky, and cannot bring lasting happiness and peace. Stoics understand that true value lies in self-validation, in recognition from within. Reward yourself whenever you achieve something, no matter how small. It could be completing a difficult task, overcoming a personal challenge, or simply trying your best in a day. Cherish your efforts because they are the building blocks of who you are today. Don't let results be the sole measure of your worth. There will be times when you succeed, and there will be times when you fail. What matters is what you learn from those experiences, how you grow and become stronger. Be proud of your efforts, regardless of the outcome, because they are a testament to your perseverance and determination. Learn to love and appreciate yourself because you deserve it. You are a unique individual with your own values and potential. Don't compare yourself to others, but focus on self-improvement and living a meaningful life in your own way. As Seneca once said, "Happiness is when we are content with what we have, not when we have what we want." Seek peace and happiness from within, from accepting and loving yourself. That is the solid foundation for a fulfilling and meaningful life. Imagine yourself as a courageous warrior fighting on the battlefield of life. Every day, you face challenges, difficulties, and temptations. But you never give up. You are always resilient and fight with all your might. And every time you overcome a challenge, you reward yourself with a small victory. Those are the moments when you feel proud of yourself, feeling stronger and more mature. Remember, life is not a race, but a journey. The goal is not to reach the finish line first, but to enjoy every step on the path you have chosen. Cherish every moment, every experience, every success and failure, because all of those things contribute to who you are, a unique and worthy individual. Number 11. Learning to live happily alone without depending on anyone. Happiness is a psychological state that everyone desires to achieve. However, many people mistakenly believe that happiness must come from a relationship or from the presence of others. This misconception unintentionally creates emotional dependency, making them vulnerable to anxiety and loneliness when there is no one around. Therefore, learning to live happily alone is a crucial skill that not only helps us develop ourselves, but also makes us stronger and more confident in life. First and foremost, living happily alone means knowing how to love and take care of oneself. This does not mean isolating oneself from society or rejecting connections with others. Instead, it involves understanding one's own needs, creating personal space to pursue individual interests, and investing in intellectual and spiritual development. A person who knows how to love themselves does not rely on compliments or attention from others to feel valued. Instead, they find joy and satisfaction in activities they genuinely enjoy, such as reading, traveling, exercising, or even simply meditating in silence. Secondly, learning to live happily alone helps us gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. Without being distracted by others' expectations and pressures, we have the opportunity to explore what truly matters to us, our values, goals, and personal passions. This is a chance for us to connect with ourselves, to ask bigger questions about the meaning of life, and to find our own path to pursue. This self-awareness not only helps us build a more meaningful life, but also makes us more resilient, less influenced by negative external factors. Finally, when we learn to live happily alone, we find freedom within ourselves. There is no need to seek validation or love from others. We create our own joy and peace. This freedom allows us to face life's ups and downs more easily because we no longer depend on the emotions or opinions of others. Living happily alone does not mean being lonely. It means having emotional autonomy and the ability to take care of ourselves while finding joy in the simplest things in life. Thus, learning to live happily alone is a journey back to oneself, a deep connection with oneself and the world around us. It is the key to becoming independent, confident, and full of energy, to fully enjoying life, whether or not we have someone by our side. Number 12. Taking time to observe your thoughts. In today's hectic and stressful world, we rarely pause to pay attention to what is happening in our minds. Most people are caught up in the whirlwind of work and relationships without realizing that our thoughts can be the source of much anxiety and stress. Taking time to observe your thoughts is an important practice that helps you see yourself more clearly, recognizing and deeply understanding your current emotions. Through this, you can identify negative thoughts or false beliefs that subtly influence your actions and feelings. Observing your thoughts is also a way to practice mindfulness, allowing you to live fully in the present rather than getting lost in the past or being uncertain about the future. When you understand better what is happening in your mind, you can change unhealthy thinking habits, improve your mood, and enhance mental well-being. Additionally, this practice helps develop self-awareness, increase emotional intelligence, and improve your ability to cope with pressure and challenges. Taking time to observe your thoughts is also a way to accept yourself more profoundly. It helps you realize that all thoughts are fleeting phenomena, and there is no need to cling to or judge them. When you take the time to calmly listen to what is happening in your mind without haste, you can find peace and balance in this ever-changing life. We have just journeyed through 12 Stoic principles together, each designed to help you emotionally detach, rediscover peace, and find freedom within your soul. I hope these insights have offered you fresh perspectives and practical tools to confront the emotional challenges life presents. Remember, the path to emotional detachment is neither easy nor quick, but it is undeniably worthwhile. By embracing these Stoic principles, you will gradually uncover the hidden strength within you, empowering you to overcome adversities and lead a more fulfilling life. As Epictetus wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote reminds us that true strength comes from within, from recognizing that while we cannot control what happens around us, we can always control how we respond. Be patient with yourself, practice consistently, and have faith in your own capacity for growth. Mastering your emotions is a journey of self-discipline and self-discovery. Trust that you possess the ability to cultivate happiness and peace from within, regardless of external circumstances. Thank you for being here and taking part in this exploration of Stoic philosophy with me. If you found these ideas valuable, please take a moment to like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on future videos that delve deeper into Stoic philosophy and personal development. Together, let's continue on this path of self-discovery, learning, and growth. Embrace each step as an opportunity to live more consciously, more meaningfully, and with greater resilience. Remember, the journey toward inner peace is not just about what you leave behind, but about what you are moving towards. A life of clarity, purpose, and profound inner strength.